start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. On the run, it's Frazier. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
And the Dogs can really attack on this second and short. Wants to adjust the pattern. The toss to the outside. Nice move to keep running. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
Well, it's an electrifying run. You think about the tradition at the running back position for the Bulldogs. Herschel Walker into his Heisman Trophy. No Sean Marino. And how about this? Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel all there at the same time. I bet this guy could have gotten to that rotation, though, because he's got those types of skills.
Georgia comes quickly to the line. Looking to throw in Stockton. Quickly out to the tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing.
And the Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll try to run for it. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Georgia sends out. Oh, they faked it. Snapped it to the up man. And the gamble works in their favor this time as they pick up the first down.
They had the exact look they had practiced for and what they wanted. The up man gets the snap directly. He's able to use the speed, get the first down, and the chains are moving.
To the air on first down. Looking left. That pass falls incomplete, and it wraps up an entertaining first. Both offenses doing damage. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Broadway quarterback keeps it. They could have used a little bit more there. Picked up a 3. It's 3rd and 7.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
It'll be 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. There's the pressure. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that pass is going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Now on first and goal, let's see what Georgia will do. They'll try to get it in with the run. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2.
And I like the defense being aggressive. They heated up that RPO. He didn't even give him time to read it. I'm getting in the backfield right now, making a play, being aggressive, bringing the fight to the offense.
Marches ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff. But putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
No return coming. He'll call for the Bearcats. Put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Some misdirection with the counter. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
And that quarterback knew the counter run was going to work on that play because he counted the box defensively before the snap. He saw that he had an advantage in numbers and blockers getting a hat on a hat, so he knew that was a green light. As soon as he got the snap, off they go, and it's an explosive play.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Turning it on. It's a seam wide open. The 10. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Texas.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
And the point after is good. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they knew how to close the deal, rolling double nickels and the 55-yard touchdown run. He'll bring it out. It's White. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. The offense changing the play. It's Stockton. Makes the grab. It's Thomas. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. The defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They're going to run it. First down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north fast.
Looking downfield on first down. Bringing the heat. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. The Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Throws for the tight end. It's complete. Wide open space. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
And tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Running to the left. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
Man, who says you can't run the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You can tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge...
And the catch it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now? Going into the half with the lead, with the momentum.
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And the Longhorns racing to the line in the hurry-up. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Up now, here's 2nd and long. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Line getting set on 2nd down. Wide receiver going in motion. On the snap count there. That's maybe what caused the false start. Either way, offense is penalized. Offense gets set for 2nd down. To the air. It's Manning. Fires left. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder, but the snapping the football, everybody being on time, man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Shoots it to the left. It's caught downfield. They get him down at the 36. It will be a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
He'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires toward the end zone. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. It's caught. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. It is perfect. That'll bring him to within 4.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
He'll bring it out. It's White. Slips through the line. He's got an alley. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you can tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you can see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. He'll bring it out. It's White. Stopped at the 29, but found a little running room after coming out of the end zone. He'll get this drive started from the 29. They'll open the second half with a run. At the 40, there he goes. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. Well, you know what else would be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Got it in the middle, it's Humphries. And a big-time grab there, knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
That's an absolute strike right there, giving me some Stetson Bennett vibes, some Aaron Murray vibes, even Matthew Stafford with the arm talent on that throw. I'll tell you, they can attack any spot of the field in the passing game because of this guy's tackle.
To the air, it's Stockton. Got a man, it's Plump. They've got it inside the 30, they'll mark it at the 28, it's first down. The Dogs come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the tailback. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
They're setting up the screen. Really good pickup on second down there. Leaves them with 3rd and 2.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
Under fire. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Fair catch, called for and made. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to pass. It's Manning. Here's a heat. They get to him as he throws. Ball for the
weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver, you can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Coming out with it, it's White. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. I guess a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Quickly complete. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. And here comes the offense on second down. Quarterback may change this route. Lost the fire on second down. He tries to take the top off. Makes the catch on the left. Some open space and turned on the Jets.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that when you feature and you find him and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. San Jose State is putting on an offensive clinic. They built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 24 over the Stallions. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Solid gain to get him out close to the 20. Pick up a 5 to the 19.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon. You got to find him in the passing game.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Dropping back, it's Manning. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return to that small change. They take over at the 43.
Timing has to be so good. You're throwing into zone defense over the middle of the field. Ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Give to the running back. It's a running room. Turning on the Jets. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense close to goal from the 7.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
Nobody open. He just throws it away, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, the ball hasn't hit the ground very often for this guy in this game, right? He's even still, after that incompletion, over 80% throwing, which is key. Because last game, he was under 50% on his throws. He went back to work, worked on his fundamentals, and that's really showing up here.
Caught in the backfield. It's Branch. And they knock him down in the backfield. Outstanding play by the defense.
And I got to know on offense, right? When I get in this situation down near the goal line, I got to get physical, finish my run forward, not start dancing around, going all over the place and losing yards. That's just bad offense.
Rush is on him. And he can't pull the trigger, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. We wrap it up with a sack. They'll try to put points on the board with a field goal to start this fourth quarter. And this field goal attempt might just seal the deal by making it a 3-score game late.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll move the wide receiver. Getting the field, it's Manning.
How about the complementary football? This defense getting another sack. They've already got an interception. Offense has played great. Both sides of the football together, dominating this football.
The Longhorns now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Sends it back in motion. He's going to throw it from his own end zone. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field to create some explosive plays if you want a chance to get back in this football.
Feet in the end zone, looking to fire. Unloads to the right. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's the danger of throwing the football from your own 2-yard line. You need to create some space to operate. You don't want to give up a safety, but, man, you can't throw that ball. Force the ball, not even way down the field to take a shot. Now you put your defense in a horrible position.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. And wings it incomplete.
Nice execution by this defense on 2nd and goal. And they're trying to throw the football. They stay tight on them. If I'm this offense, maybe I run some crossers, a little kick route, try to get my guy open.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Let's it go to the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick.
Well, the defense isn't quitting. They're obviously down big here in the fourth quarter with just a little bit of time left. Obviously, it'll take a Herculean effort to come back, but could that interception be the spark that ignites this team?
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
Back to throw. It's Manning. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got the back over the middle. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. And the Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're going to run it. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Grab behind the line. It's Wingo. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to clock.
Oh, he's got some space. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's at the touchdown, Texas. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Runs through a tackle.
Well, the offense has the lead, and we call this 4-minute offense. This is a situation that teams around the country practice, having the lead late in the game and needing to ice it by running the football and throwing high-percentage passes.
Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on 3rd and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a 4th down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
Georgia lining up to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Looking for a man. It's Manning. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
And I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. The problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They'll try to get it through the air. Here comes the heat. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
This defense so far, they've understood the mission. The mission is to get this fast, speedy quarterback on the ground. And they've got to him early, they've got to him often, and most importantly, they continue to get him on the ground and create these negative plays for this offense. It creates a big hole for them.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that late in the game.
And that just about does it. That about puts this thing to bed. The offense, listen, they had to go for it, but now defense, this is the situation where you say, I'm just going to eat clock, up by several possessions, eat clock, get out of here with the W.
Runs through the tackle, got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Georgia! They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
And you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Motion from the wideout. They're going to run it to the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
It's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Release to the back. Finds his man. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Wants to throw on 1st down. Dumps it to the back. Oh, he makes the catch. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. Timeout is called by the offense. 16 seconds left in the game. The Longhorns getting set on 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on 1st down. Looking down the middle. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dime.
Looking for the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. One touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
Going back to the well, another deep ball. And the pass is incomplete. Looking for a little salve for the wound, but the ball game is over. Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them that they had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today.